Alright. We're gonna go around and collect some stuff. We're now using the pro registration team as soon as I replace Storm.
The acting commander will be here any minute. Look sharp.
Understand your skepticism, Luke, but you have to believe me. I've crunched the numbers, and we absolutely can't rebel against the government on this. If we do, the
Can't be any worse than burning the Constitution.
You're exaggerating. This is a temporary measure. Once things settle down...
I ain't buying it, Reed. And I can't believe somebody as brainy as you would.
Oh, hello. Good timing. Perhaps you can talk some sense into Mr. Cage here. He and Iron Fist seem determined to get arrested.
He's the one who needs a reality check. But good luck getting anywhere with that.
We'd like to hear what you have to say about this historic event. Our online polls will be open until midnight. Log on and make your voice heard.
You have reached the voicemail box of
Reed Richards.
Please leave your message at the tone.
Yeah, hey Reed, this is Ben. Look, I can't do this. Lord knows I've followed you into some pretty crazy places over the years, but somehow this is one place I can't go. I've been thinking about it for a long time. Registration's wrong, and I won't support a law I don't believe in, but I'm still a patriot. I ain't gonna fight my own government, so the way I see it, that leaves me only one choice. I'm out. Going underground till this thing blows over. Don't bother trying to find me.
Wow, wait a minute. That means I can't... Oh yeah, he's grayed out. Oh my goodness. I can't even do the Fantastic Four. I'm glad I used them before. Where is he? Yeah, he's out. This is...
On the eve of the Registration Act going into effect, the grim work of identifying all the Stanford victims continues. An official list of confirmed dead is not expected to be completed.
Are you sure you can get us to Cap without leading them right to him?
Got it covered. You just stick with me.
But what about the rest? How can we convince...
They're gonna have to make their own choice. Stark, Richards, and Songbird are obviously a lost cause. But maybe. Well, speak of the devil. So you folks made up your minds yet? From what I hear, they ain't gonna give you much more time to sit on the fence. I ain't no government puppet, and I assume you feel the same way. There are worse things you could do than risk jail time to do the right thing.
Enterprise's current stock price, $42.18, down $1.16.
If they're enforcing unconstitutional laws and hunting you down like a dog, hell yeah. Cap in charge, as long as it takes. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. You're either with us or against us. Okay, look, I hope you make the right choice. We could use your help.
Security, prepare to receive inbound SHIELD contingent.
And so, in a worst-case scenario, we'd find ourselves in the equivalent of a superpowered civil war.
Heroes so busy fighting each other, the criminals get a free pass.
Exactly. That's where you and the Thunderbolts would come in, Melissa. We need you to help SHIELD keep crime under control while we focus on... Oh, hello again. I'm glad to see you're not going off half-cocked like Luke, Danny, and Eli over there seem to be. We need cooler heads to prevail at a time like this. There's morality and there's practicality. I may have personal issues with the Act, but I also have hard evidence that if we rebel against it, the entire world's future will be imperiled. So, there's really only one sane choice here.
Superheroes are absolutely necessary in today's world.
I'm not saying the SRA is evil, but going down a path we know leads to disaster would certainly be irresponsible and foolish. I'm not sure that's been determined. Incarceration, most likely. Those who violently resist might accidentally be harmed. That's classified, I'm afraid. We can speak more freely about it once you've registered. Now, if you'll excuse me, Songbird and I have some logistics to discuss.
Reed, I'm trying, but I just can't follow these equations.
I'd be surprised if you could, Tony. They're a new form of science I invented, actually. A way to predict future trends by mathematically modeling past events.
Really? How reliable?
Very. I've been using it to predict general trends for years.
And what are they showing you now?
A series of societal earthquakes, conflicts beyond anything that's ever happened. The death of billions.
My God.
I ran the numbers again and again. I found no force that could be applied anywhere to make a better outcome until...
The Registration Act.
Yes, that's the first part. Other actions will be necessary, in the right order, at the right times.
Actions that will turn us against our friends. Change everything we know.
I'm well aware of that, Tony. But the alternatives are much, much worse.
Whoever said saving the world would be easy, huh? All right, Reed. Walk me through the numbers. And take it slow.
Miriam Sharp, prominent parent of a
The acting commander will be here any minute. Look sharp.
With the Superhuman Registration Act looking likely to pass within the week, we recently sat down with one of its most surprising critics, Captain America.
Thanks for having me, Brian.
Our pleasure. Captain, in the wake of the Stamford tragedy, the public overwhelmingly favors mandatory registration for all superhumans.
Like to hear what you
Can millions of Americans be wrong?
Unfortunately, they can't, Brian. Our country's history is littered with wrongs that most Americans approved of at the time. Slavery, the incarceration of Japanese Americans during World War II, the McCarthy hearings.
But how do you deal with it, knowing that nearly everyone is against you on this?
I think of what Mark Twain wrote on the subject. If you alone of all the nation shall decide one way, and that way be the right way according to your convictions, you have done your duty by yourself and by your country.
An inspiring quote.
Absolutely. When the mob and the press and the whole world tell you to move, your job is to plant yourself like a tree beside the river of truth and tell the whole world, no, you move.
I wish that lady would stop talking.
Hey, good times, huh? I can. The government's always wanted to take us down a peg. Now they see their chance. But Cap showed us what we need to do. If we had time, I'd tell you some stories about S.H.I.E.L.D. Just trust me. World peace isn't at the top of their priority list. Between you and me, I hope so. I have no intention of registering. And we're gonna need a leader. People have died. Nothing can change that. But we can't let it keep us from doing what we know is right. Look, personal freedom is what Cap's fighting for. This is your choice to make. I know which way I'm going. Hopefully you do too.
Though the incident was eclipsed by Stamford, many advocates point toward the Washington, D.C. attack as evidence that superheroes...
Things don't get out of hand.
Hey, you come to a decision yet? For now, yeah, it is. Stamford would never have happened if superheroes had proper oversight. We already trust them with the cops and the military. Bottom line, we need checks and balances. Otherwise, more kids are gonna get killed. No one's got a better reason to be paranoid than I do. And I'm telling you, this is the way it's gotta go. Technically, that's true. But someone supervising their actions could have saved those innocents. Look, I can't make the decision for you. Just remember, we're supposed to protect people. Signing up for training and accountability is the best way to do that.
New York Senator Lieber decried the recent passage of the Registration Act today, citing his rescue by a team of superheroes just before the Stanford.
The acting commander will be here any minute. Look sharp. The acting commander will be here any minute. Look sharp.
I guess this is it. Decision must be made.
All superhumans, the Registration Act is in effect. You are now required to meet with Commander Hill and register your identity with S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, I'm gonna save it here.
Contingent.
I guess we're doing this. I did save it. So what am I supposed to do?
The acting commander will be here any minute. Look sharp.
Do I just go talk to Richards? No. Wow, they're here. Oh. I want to play as Iron Man.
I'm glad to see you're willing to meet with me on civil terms. Once you register, I'm sure we'll have a productive relationship. The paperwork is right here. Step up and sign, please. With Stark Tech and S.H.I.E.L.D. muscle backing you up, count on it. So, what's it gonna be, heroes? Just sign up here and you'll be bona fide law enforcement agents. You're not looking to start trouble, are you?
Really? Wow. So I could rebel by leaving. I can rebel by attacking.
That's close enough. I won't let you pull a stunt like your pal Captain America did. Just sign the damn paper.
Jesus, Maria.
Smart move. I'm glad to see you're going through with registration. Congratulations on making the right choice, heroes. The only one you really had. I'll look forward to working with you.
No! How could you? Cage told me I should have left with him and Iron Fist, but I didn't believe you'd do this. You damn traitors!
Well, looks like your first assignment just walked through the door. Either convince that idiot to register or take him down.
Don't be a fool, Patriot. You don't want to be on the run.
Shut up! There's nothing you can say to make me join you. This is for Cap!
An unfortunate introduction to government service for you. I'm sorry it had to come to that. Cage and Iron Fist refused to sign and escaped, and they're apparently not alone. I'm just glad you made the correct decision. Let's head back into the main area. We're gonna have our hands full, I expect, and I'm sure Tony will want to thank you personally once he gets back from Washington.
I don't need to tell you that you've made the right choice. You're here, and that means you understand the reality of our situation. You know what we're up against. Who we're up against. We simply can't restore the public's faith in us, while Captain America and his recruits are still playing by the old rules.
S.H.I.E.L.D. is going to use their expanded authority to keep supervillain activity in check. That leaves us with responsibility for dealing with the rogue heroes.
We need to act decisively to end this fast. We have a few leads, and may be close to identifying one or more locations being used as hideouts by the rebels. Come back here later. By then, we should have something more solid.
I hate that it's come to this, but we have a job to do. We'll reconvene at the briefing station when you're ready.
Well, that's it. So that leaves me with who? I can use Songbird. What's her deal? Still have access to the X-Men. I've got the Fantastic Four. Luke Cage is out. Wolverine. I still have access to Wolverine. So the only ones I've lost are Luke Cage, Grim, Captain. Okay. Alright, I think we're ready. I've chosen pro registration. I now have more free use of powers. Yeah. And my team should have pro-reg heroes max health. Awesome.
Indicate an upswing in public sympathy.
More stuff to grab.
This is Stark here. Tony, I have some information. Oh, what time is it? Were you asleep? It's okay, Reed. What's up? Sorry, I just had to tell someone about this, and I knew you would appreciate the significance. I just finished my latest tests on the nanite material we recovered from the Latvian terror attacks. The nanite material? Yes. I've successfully accessed higher and lower brain functions in rats and primates, using the nanite's innate ability to receive and react to transmitted behavioral inhibitors. The tests show... Reed, it's late. Can you break it down for me? Addiction, Tony. With this system, we could potentially beat it. A simple injection of nanites, and we wirelessly inhibit brain impulses that support life-ruining addictions. Food, drugs, alcohol. This is where your research has taken you. Have you forgotten we're at war? Do you really think this is the time to try to save John Q. Public from the evils of chicken-fried steak? I thought you... We need to win this thing, Reed. If you're going to play with nanites, then figure out a way for them to help us do that.
Jeez. I like slightly regret picking Iron Man right now. Okay.
Hello. Can I help you? Yes, I applied a working model of Asimov's psychohistory concept, a way to predict where societies will go in the future. Oh, most definitely. And in this case, it was incredibly clear what the consequences would be if all heroes opposed the act. From a scientific point of view, perhaps. But science alone can't win a war. And Captain America is a brilliant strategist, as well as an incredibly charismatic figure. No, you're in the right place. I just think it's important to guard against overconfidence. It's been nice talking with you.
Repairs are now underway on the High Line, following last week's massive battle there between S.H.I.E.L.D. and White Star forces.